Here's what's happening right now. We are live at Cobo for the charity preview tonight as temperatures take a tumble to some of the coldest nights that we will see this week. Paula?
Fast forward 6 months. Yep, it was last July. I spoke exclusively to Devontae Sanford, and he revealed what he wanted to do with the rest of his life. And today, he tells me exactly how those plans are going.
Also first at 4, the Affordable Care Act in jeopardy. Congress has just taken a vote in the past 20 minutes, and we will tell you what it means to you.
And a beautiful 34-year-old mother from Oak Park gunned down here in front of this condo in Warren. What investigators are telling us at this hour. I've got that story live, first at 4.
Live from downtown Detroit, Local 4 News First at 4 starts now.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Karen Drew. First at 4, Warren police investigate the shooting of a woman as she walked to her car this morning. The woman died. Her mother spoke with our Sean Lay, who joins us now live this afternoon. Sean, what do we know about the circumstances of the shooting?
The circumstances are that 34-year-old July Johnson was coming out of her boyfriend's condo right here behind me. Relatively new condo complex right off of Mound and 13 Mile here. Someone had to have known where she was and coming and going, because this is not her primary residence, Karen. She was visiting her boyfriend, coming out this morning to head to work to Southfield when she was shot several times. Let's give you a picture of this beautiful girl. She's 34 years old, the mother to a 17-year-old daughter, 34-year-old July Johnson. She was found lying in the yard here at the Heritage Village subdivision off of Mound Road near 13 Mile in Warren. That's right across from the GM Tech Center. It was 7:30 this morning. Her boyfriend calling 911 to say Johnson had been shot. That same boyfriend then called Johnson's mother with more details about what he said he witnessed as Johnson was walking to her car this morning simply to go to work.
Her boyfriend calls me and he says, "Miss Johnson, July got shot." And I said, "What do you mean she got shot?" He says, "July got shot." And I said, "Well, what happened?" He said she was going out to her car to go to work. And he heard her say, "Oh God." And he said he saw a boy running down the street with a hoodie on.
Back here live, so police were right here. They rushed Johnson with an ambulance to the hospital. She died at the hospital down the street from here, a few miles away. They got canines out here to try to track that gunman. Could not pick up any track at all. They did take the boyfriend in for questioning for hours today. He has since been released. So investigators telling us no suspects, Karen, at this time. They continue to investigate this case intently. Johnson's 17-year-old daughter was at high school in class this morning. She got a call to come out of class. Her family was waiting. They had to break the news to her. Absolutely tragic situation here in Warren. Back to you.
Unimaginable. All right. Thank you, Sean. And we will check back with you tonight at 5 in case there are any new developments. Several Detroit residents spent some extra time waiting for the bus this morning after a fire broke out at a DDOT garage on the city's east side. The Detroit Department of Transportation says the fire started around 1:30 at the terminal on St. Jean Street, where a total of 10 buses were affected. DDOT's director says all the buses are still run as usual, although riders should expect some delays. Macomb County Board of Commissioners is meeting at this hour to talk about the state of emergency in Fraser. Crews are still working to fix a sinkhole that endangered almost 24 homes. Most of the residents have returned to their homes, but 3 homes have been condemned. The first emergency declaration ran out after 7 days. The county needs to renew the declaration to continue access state funding. We will have a live update on what happens at that meeting on Local 4 News at 6. Oh, it is a big night at Cobo Center in all of downtown Detroit. The Auto Show Charity Preview kicks off in just 2 hours. It's a fundraiser for children's charities, raising millions of dollars over the years. And after the official preview, Detroit's movers and shakers head to the after parties. It is a big night, and in the middle of all of it is Ben Bailey. He is live inside Cobo with a look at the weather for all those folks who are getting all dressed up tonight and headed downtown. What are we going to expect, Ben? And by the way, you look quite handsome yourself.
Well, thank you very much. You do as well, Karen. And you're going to have to move and shake all over the place tonight to stay warm with these temperatures that we're expecting. We're going down into the teens, and even right now, it's down below freezing across the entire area. Metro's at 27, Ann Arbor's at 25. In fact, we're at 20s throughout all of southeast Michigan, even with just a 5-mile-an-hour breeze. That's keeping wind chills in the teens in some spots. We'll look at your forecast coming up. We found one of the concept cars. This one is from Lexus. Check out the tires on this thing. I don't know if this thing is actually ever going to see the streets, but it looks really cool. Probably would go with a different paint color. And the rearview mirrors are cameras, Karen, so you can't really see anything in them, but they'll show you what's behind you. All kinds of cool stuff, and we'll be showing that to you throughout the evening here at Cobo. Back to you.
We are looking forward to it. Such a big night in the city. Thank you, Ben. And remember, tonight at 7, we invite you to watch our special coverage of the charity preview. Ben, Devin, Skillian, Kimberly Gill, and the rest of our Local 4 team will give you a glimpse into the big party. Also show you what's new at the auto show this year. So make sure to join us tonight at 7. Breaking news out of Washington, D.C., where the House of Representatives has just taken a key vote on the Affordable Care Act. Jason Colthorpe is tracking the very latest events in Washington from our newsroom. So, Jason, what are the results?
Well, Karen, the vote took place just about 20 minutes ago now. The House of Representatives has passed a budget bill that would set the stage for dismantling President Obama's biggest achievement. The Senate had already voted to start drafting the legislation to repeal Obamacare. The House vote went mostly along party lines, 227 in favor, 198 against. The bill allows Congress to use a process known as budget reconciliation to roll back major parts of the Affordable Care Act. Still many questions, though, to be answered about how the Republicans will replace the current system. Many people are worried because there isn't a consensus on what the new system will look like. President Obama, as you know, vetoed all previous attempts to repeal the ACA, but he leaves office 1 week from today. So this legislation will go to the new president, Donald Trump, who has said he wants to repeal and replace almost simultaneously. We'll see if that's able to happen. Karen, back to you.
All right. Thank you, Jason. In other news this afternoon, he was a teenager sent to prison for as many as 90 years for a murder he didn't commit. 7 months ago, our Paula Tutman did the first sit-down interview with Devontae Sanford as a free man. Today, she returned to find him, starting a new chapter in his life and keeping a promise to help others.
Innocent dreams. I don't think that's something you can say Devontae Sanford had. I mean, he has been to hell and back, and he has survived it.
I think this picture right here went crazy on Facebook.
Devontae Sanford is micro-focused these days. He believes he is finally living his purpose.
You like showing what's specific?
Jailed at 14 for 4 murders he did not commit. Freed nearly 9 years later, exonerated just last year. On his first day of freedom, he told me this.
I came up with like a nonprofit organization, different business plans and stuff like that, to help out like juveniles.
Today there is a name for that nonprofit, Innocent Dreams. There's a bare bones startup website and a mission.
The elevator speech will be first the outreach program, with gang prevention, violence prevention. The second one will be programs regarding like know your rights when it comes to dealing with like law enforcement and juveniles. So when I go to the young kids, I let them know like, look, this is what I done been through, right? Like I'm being my mother. Hopefully they will listen to me and they won't make the same mistakes I done made. Like I lost 9 years for going outside, right? For going outside. So I try to let them know, right? You can lose 20, 30 years just for getting in a car with somebody you shouldn't be in a car with.
Getting here has been a journey, and he says he is an addict.
So everybody say Facebook outside.
A Facebook addict, and he lives his life publicly with live streaming. All of the antics teenage boys go through, for him a little late, some a little cringeworthy if you're not a teenager.
Like I'm not gonna say or sit here and lie to you and say, oh, Paul, since I've been out, like I'm perfect, right? I didn't slip like a lot. I didn't slip, but the difference is like I haven't failed. I didn't drunk a little alcohol and things like that, right? But I look at it like, as long as I'm not out here making like stupid decisions, I'm not here carrying guns, I'm not out here gang affiliated, selling drugs, right? I should be able to live.
Devontae believes his feet are on fire. He's on the speech-making circuit, today talking to law students at the University of Michigan. He has other engagements in other states, and he is living his dream with his nonprofit, Innocent Dreams. He says he believes this will be his life's work.
Sharing my story and my experiences and hoping that after they hear what I've been through, that will change the direction some of them guys is going in, you know?
Paula Tutman, Local 4.
Devontae's stepfather was murdered last November. He's never spoken about it publicly until now. Paula Tutman has put an additional story about why he says he couldn't grieve about his death. And we did post that on clickondetroit.com. Still ahead, first at 4, the daughter of pop superstar Michael Jackson says a new TV project, quote, makes me want to vomit. We've got that controversy, and it is trending coming up today. Also ahead, Nintendo surprise. We now know when the newest gaming console will be released, but there's something else many people weren't expecting. Hi, Sandra.
Hi there, Karen. Today in Good Health, where to find free health screenings this weekend, and also a new way for your doctor to see if you're really telling the truth about your diet.
All right, thank you, Sandra. Also, a programming note for you. NBC News anchor Lester Holt will be in town next week doing a special report from Warren as part of the Across America series. That is next Tuesday, and you can see Nightly News on Local 4 every night at 6:30. We'll be right back.
Kellyanne, coming up all new on Local 4 News at 5 and 6.
Live at 5:30 on Local 4. For the first time, we're hearing from family members of Detroit Police Corporal Myron Jarrett, who was killed in the line of duty.
I miss my son, I truly do, but we must go on.
At 5:30, we'll show you how the department and the entire city is honoring him.
In Good Health today, a new way to find out if you are cheating on your diet. Sandra Ali is here. Do we always want to know if we're cheating?
I know, right? Well, doctors want to know.
That's true.
You know, this time of year, a lot of people say, I'm going to promise to lose the weight, but how can their doctor now tell if they're cheating? Well, scientists in the UK developed a brand new urine test that could help detect what you're really eating. The 5-minute test measures biological markers created by the breakdown of food. It's still in the very early stages of development here, but researchers say the test would help doctors and patients keep an eye on weight loss programs. About 60% of people misreport when and what they actually eat.
So basically, they can bust you.
Oh, for sure.
All right, we're also talking about health and some free screenings that we can get this week, which is great.
Yeah, this is fantastic. The country's biggest retailer offering this service really all across the country. Free health screenings available at many Walmart stores or Sam's Club locations all across the country. Those screenings include blood glucose, blood pressure, vision, body fat, and body mass index readings. The hours are from 10 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon tomorrow, which is this Saturday, at Walmart stores, and also 11 to 4 at Sam's Club as well. We've posted a link on our website, clickondetroit.com. You can find a participating store near you.
All right, sounds good.
Thanks.
Thank you, Sandra. Some heavy loads of snow caused the collapse of an elementary school gym in Oregon. Current and former students gathered to watch the demolition. Officials say the walls of the gym were buckling and unstable, posing a serious safety hazard. Schools across the district are now closed for structural inspections. Let's go back to Ben for an update on the forecast. A lot of people will be going to the auto show, and really not a bad weekend to be inside, Ben.
Not at all, Karen. Some of our coldest temperatures are going to be coming here in the next 48 hours, but really it's tonight that is going to be the coldest. Let's look at those current temperatures that are out there right now, which are in the 20s. You get up into Satellite County, we're almost into the teens. Sandusky, 20 degrees. A tier of 21s there between Flint and Port Huron, and then ranging all the way down to 27 in Monroe County. Wind chills having a bit of a difference out there. Feels like it's the teens right across Macomb and Oakland County. 15 in Pontiac, 14 that wind chill out in Mount Clemens. Let's look at the satellite and radar, and it is not going to be anything that we are concerned about here. All that moisture is going to stay off to our south. You can see the ice is already a problem coming out of St. Louis into southern Illinois and heading down north of the Ohio Valley, but we are going to be on the dry side of things as we head into the weekend and even start clearing out the clouds once we get into Sunday. But for the rest of tonight, we'll see clouds around, maybe a little bit of clearing as we get late into Saturday, but most of the sunshine that we see over the weekend will be coming on Sunday, and temperatures will be increasing the whole time. Warmest numbers, though, are going to be coming next week, and that's about the time that moisture rolls out of the Central Plains states. It's going to cause a big headache for folks, especially in Kansas and Missouri. 18 tonight, Cloudy skies, winds are going to be light, and as we get into tomorrow, high temperatures a little bit better than what we did today. We'll get to 32 in the afternoon. We'll call the winds light, so wind chill's really not going to have a huge impact on how it feels. Look at the 7-day forecast. If you are planning a trip down here to Cobo for the auto show next week, wow. Look at the temperatures that we'll see in the back end of the week. 48 Tuesday, and even as we get towards Friday, those numbers still mid-40s to around 50 degrees with morning lows, especially in the second half of the week, are going to be above freezing for starts. We're over at the Cadillac display, and this is one of their concept cars. It's called the Escala, and man, it is a sweet ride, I'll tell you that much. The grille is very impressive on the front end of it. Not a whole lot of clearance for if you're going to be driving this around on streets with potholes in it, Karen. But man, it looks great. Doesn't even remind you of a Cadillac. Almost looks something a little bit more, dare I say, European. Would you say?
I think so. It is very kind of James Bond, classy. Is there anything out there? I know you haven't had a ton of time walking around. Were there any big surprises that you saw? Any cars that you didn't realize they look so different in this year?
You know, a lot of the surprises to me are how they look inside, and we will be showing you some of those coming up tonight on our charity preview special. Incredible change in how these cars look, especially in the interiors.
Amazing dashboards with all of those intricacies and electronics. All right, we look forward to it. Thank you so much, Ben. We appreciate it. Trending today, the backlash over a white actor playing the late Michael Jackson. It's a very unusual project. Also ahead, Nintendo is ready to launch a new gaming console, and some people are pretty surprised at how much it's going to cost. We'll be right back, but first, as we go to break, take a look, and here's a look at how the markets have closed for the day.
New Year's resolution.
In today's trending stories this Friday afternoon, imagine a road trip with Michael Jackson, Elizabeth Taylor, and Marlon Brando. It sounds interesting, but it looks like no one will see it. A British TV company has pulled an episode of Urban Myths that would have featured that alleged road trip because a white actor, Joseph Fiennes, plays Michael Jackson, and that created a big backlash, including a negative reaction from Jackson's daughter, Paris. The episode has now been pulled. Also trending on your Friday afternoon, we are talking about this, a big day for Nintendo, as the company announced the release date and the price for its newest system. The company says its new Nintendo Switch gaming console will be available starting March 3rd and will cost just under $300. Some analysts say the price is too high and higher than expected. They thought it would be closer to $200. Some parents could be wincing at that price tag as well, because we all know the kids keep saying, I want it, I want it. Also trending, how about some Super Bowl tickets with a money-back guarantee? GameHedge.com, a secondary ticket seller, is promising to give some or your money back if the game is a blowout. Now, if either team wins by more than 28 points, you get half the price of your ticket back. Not a half bad deal, but the cheapest tickets we're seeing, still $4,100. You definitely have to save up for that one. Coming up, first at 4, talk about a blast from the past. Our next story about this little guy could have you singing a little song from your childhood. We'll be talking about that when we come back.
A new book geared towards moms promises a guilt-free recipe for success.
You actually need all of those things to be happy and fulfilled, so let's go enjoy our lives again.
The author says you can thrive at work and at home by following some new rules about having it all.
Keep your foot in the door, stay in the workforce.
Now local moms are weighing in.
Finding time to do those things that I really enjoy doing before having kids has really helped to keep me balanced.
Tonight at 11, could the ideas in this book change your approach to family and career? And does it hold the secret to finding that balance?
Local 4. Finally, first at 4, did you know that today is National Rubber Ducky Day? The iconic yellow duck was invented back in the 1940s, and it became a world famous in 1969 when that Rubber Ducky song premiered on Sesame Street. The rubber duck officially became an all-time great in 2013 when it was inducted into the Toy Hall of Fame, one of only 63 toys ever inducted. Well, thank you so much for joining us for First at 4. We are back in a half hour with Local 4 News at 5. Inside Edition is next. We leave you with inside shots of the auto show as everyone in town is really getting ready for the big charity preview. That door's open in just a little bit, and of course you can join our charity preview special tonight at 7 here on Local 4.